this question was sent to me, which is how I learned about what's going on. And this person writes, it really does seem like Disney is completely out of ideas these days with remakes of all their old properties. However, the idea of Akiva Schaffer directing a Rescue Ranger movie does sound pretty cool. What are your thoughts? Now, at first I was like, come again? We're getting Rescue Rangers. Cool. And it's from Akiva Schaffer. Cool. So this is this is there we go. This is what the article says here. Disney's meta take on Rescue Rangers finds its director with Lonely Island's Akiva Schaffer. Now, right off the bat, I'm intrigued because it says Disney's meta take on Rescue Rangers. What exactly is the meta take on this one? So, Disney's feature film reimagining of Chippendale Rescue Rangers has found its director. Akiva Schaffer, 1/3 of Lonely Island, along with Andy Samberg and Jorma Taccone, has closed a deal to helm the studio's live-action CG hybrid take on Rescue Rangers, featuring the classic chipmunk duo. Now, we all know that 20th Century Fox tried this a number of years ago with another classic chipmunk outing, not a duo, this time a trio, with the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. And I believe they made 4 of them. So there is clearly a market here if done correctly. And you may not like Alvin and the Chipmunks or whatever. I'm not going to lie. The first one and the Squeakquel were actually pretty remarkably funny. Zachary Levi in the second one did make up for not having Jason Lee, but I feel like they really did a good job with what they tried to do, and the movie didn't take itself too seriously, and it played up a lot of jokes, understanding just what it was. And I think that if this happens, then this is something that could be good. So David Haberman and Todd Lieberman, who produced The Muppets as well as Beauty and the Beast for the studio, are producing the project, whose distribution path is unclear. It may end up a theatrical release or could head to Disney Plus, which is entirely a point, which is entirely now a question. I mean, look at the Disney live action remake of Lady and the Tramp, right? The Disney live action remake of Lady and the Tramp is going to Disney Plus. And they showed off that one shot of it, the iconic, oh, and the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. Not the song, but it's the one that's in my head every time I see that sing. But it looks like, I'm like, why was the point of that? It just looks kind of dumb. But this could be pretty good. So it says plot details have been scrolled away, obviously pun intended, but it will not be an origin story or detective agency story. Rather, the take is being described as being meta, something referential and cool. Dan Gregor and Doug Mand wrote the script. So here's the thing with that, right? Here's the thing with that. When you're looking at the situation and you've got Akiva Schaffer, who is the director, or is 1/3 of Lonely Island. And here's what he's done, just in case you guys want to know. He directed the I'm on a Boat music video. He directed the Jizz in My Pants music video. I think he directed all of their music videos. And if you've ever seen the Lonely Island music videos, you know they're pretty good. They're pretty damn good. So he's done that. He also directed one of my personal all-time favorite comedies. And if you haven't seen it, you are missing out. Hot Rod, starring Andy Samberg, that came out in the summer of 2007. It's a 12-year-old movie that very few people saw in theaters. Never mind, it co-stars Danny McBride, Ian McShane, and Bill Hader. And it's funnier than shit. And it really is deserving of your time. Even the Dan Band makes an appearance in that movie. It is comedy gold, and it's something that Akiva directed. He also directed 2012's The Watch, which at the time was under a lot of controversy because it was originally called Neighborhood Watch, but the whole George Zimmerman, Trayvon Martin shooting from earlier in the year prompted Sony to change the title right before the release of the movie, which was in July of 2012. And the movie kind of came and went because they didn't want to promote it because of the controversy that had already happened. They felt that it would be perceived as being a negative thing. Never mind the fact the entire story was around, a bunch of dudes who run a neighborhood watch and aliens try to invade the local Costco. It's a really, really, really funny movie that just did not get any of the attention that it deserves. But Akiva Schaffer is a very brilliant guy. He's very funny. And he also helped do Everything Is Awesome for the Lego movie back in 2014, which won Lonely Island an Oscar for Best Original Song. So if you really want to know what I think this is a good call. I think this is a really, really, really good combination of people involved in this one. And I really am excited to see what they do next, because I really hope that it comes to theaters, because I for one want Akiva Schaffer to get a lot more work. And two, I think we're out of comedies, man. Like we don't see that many comedies. Not like, we're just not seeing them. I was thinking about that tonight when I was prepping for the show. I'm like, when do we see when do we see those comedies anymore? The Long Shot just came out, but it was sandwiched in with Avengers, and it was just going to get swallowed, so nobody was going to go see it. But it's something they find on home video. But how often, do you really come across a couple good comedies? And I feel like we're out of the loop on that one. And so hopefully things will things will pick up and we'll get some better comedy. I'm hoping this one's it. Basically, what I'm trying to say. So